Check, 1, 2. Check. Holy shit, that is quiet. I hate doing videos like these. I really do. I have been sitting for a long time trying to think about how I want to go about making this video. Because I don't know. I kind of feel like I've done a lot of videos like this for a long time, especially on this channel. But I don't know. I fucking don't know. This channel's old. This channel's very old. It's been very dead for a long time. It has a lot of history. And if it wasn't for this channel, I wouldn't know a whole lot of the friends that I have now. And if it wasn't for this channel, I would have never kind of realized a whole lot of issues that I was dealing with probably for the last like 15 years. It's I don't know. It's really awkward. It's really awkward making videos like this. I don't like being on camera anymore for the most part. I think it's probably because I'm not like a super spazzed out teen anymore. And you can hear Brajana's clicking in the background. But yeah, it's strange. I wanted to make this video because I don't think it's fair for me to kind of just abandon the other channel. It's not that I was, I guess. I mean, I am to a certain degree. But it's not so much that I wanted to, I guess. I just don't think that the same kind of content that I made back when I was like 16, 18, etc. Is the same kind of stuff that I want to make now. And there's a couple of reasons for that. I think a huge part of it is I kind of lost the drive for that kind of content. I also feel like another huge part of it is that a lot of that content I didn't really agree with, I guess. I keep looking at my monitor instead of the camera because the setup's just so fucking annoying. But yeah, I just don't agree with a whole lot of the content that I made. I think a lot of it was either really toxic or just was like quantity over quality and got really stressful there for a long time. I worked with a lot of people that I thought were going to be kind of a like long-term friendship type thing, try to improve each other and try to better each other for the long run. And that's not what happened. Not at all. I think one of the biggest downfalls of this channel was that was probably that was working with other YouTubers, other creators, etc. that I thought guess had my best interest. I feel like they kind of like really pepped me up into this like idea that we were going to continue to make content, continue to be friends, continue to etc. But the reality is that they were just basically like everyone else. Fucking just used you for a little bit of content and then moved on and kind of ghost you in the entire time. Some of these people that I worked with were having literal suicide mental breakdowns on Twitter. I don't even fucking use Twitter. And I, late at night, tried to call them and calm them down so they didn't do anything. And, yeah. like 2 to 4 hour calls, video chatting someone I don't even actually know. They don't actually know who I am either. They're in a drunken haze. Yeah. I don't know. I think a lot of that kind of stuff really killed it for me. Because the reality is like, I don't want YouTube. I don't want my content. I don't want any of this channel or the new channel that we're going to be working on. I don't want it to be just another channel. I don't want it to be like a cash grab. I don't want it to be views. I don't give a shit about any of that. The sad reality of it is like, if I want to make content like this, and I want it to be for everybody, the sad reality is that it would have to be my job and it would have to make money. Unless I found something on the side that would correlate to this or work in, I guess, conjunction to it. But I don't think that's really an option. Just because I just don't think that's good. I think a majority of jobs that I've ever been in have ended up being incredibly miserable and extremely taxing. Yeah. I have for a while now, haven't been working for probably almost 2 years now, kind of collecting things, trying to find closure with issues and trying to figure out things for my mental health, because I'm an adult now. I've been an adult for a very long time, but there's a lot of shit. There's a lot of shit that since the beginning of this channel has really affected me. We've had our ups and we have had our downs on this channel a lot. And some of it kind of seeped through the woodwork and ended up on the channel as well. A lot of family abuse, I would say. A lot of friends not actually being friends, people that you care about, that you would give your life to, ended up being someone who would kill you, would actually just want you dead in return. Yeah, probably in the last 3 years, I've cut out more people than I ever have, because I've kind of realized that they don't really give a shit about me. And it's only they're only there for when it's convenient for them. So, what? I love you. Are you alright? Is this too much for you? Oh, okay. Yeah, alright, sure. Yeah. It's been weird. There's been people on the channel that I considered, a big one was a close friend of mine that I considered my brother. It's really fucking shitty, because it's just kind of, it was kind of like, he was family to me. We ended up moving, and this was a long time ago. It was, but never really had any real closure to why this channel just kind of didn't move. And there's a lot of things. Is when I lived at my dad's for the longest time, obviously when I was a kid, teenager, etc., I ended up moving out, and I think that was kind of the downfall, because I had to really focus on being an adult. I had to really focus on making money to live, to have a place to live, have a roof over my head, food, etc. I was living with other friends that are no longer friends now. And I was still dealing with a whole lot of other things inside my head, basically, of a lot of trauma and shit, basically just gaslighting, shit tons of just having to unlearn a lot of damage. And I'm not going to go into horrible details over that, but I had a lot of, in my family, alcohol abuse, medication abuse, lots of neglect and horrible stuff. And that went on since I was born until till probably the age of 14. And then after that started a lot of neglect until I moved out. But when I moved out into a small town, had to focus on work, wanted to move to a bigger town and hopefully go for better. Moved in with my friend who I thought of as basically my brother. He ended up probably 8 months in to living together, just kind of flipped the switch. He was with some woman who whatever will not be named. No one's going to be named. But kind of just flipped the switch. And it got to the point where we weren't talking like in the same place. We lived in the same place, and there was no talking literally at all. We worked at the same place, everything. So there was a lot of like just distancing for no reason. He gave me eventually a fake eviction notice that was supposedly signed by the landlord. Turned out that wasn't true. I also still have the paperwork because I know that all sounds like bullshit, but I still have it. Because I keep receipts. Because I don't like to be called a liar when it's not lying. I try not to lie ever. But yeah. It all kind of fucking sucks because after that whole situation, we kind of moved again, literally after probably 8 months, maybe a year at that time. Moved again. And I know I guess that kind of sounds weird. The eviction wasn't real, but I didn't want to live with the guy. I really didn't. I was getting notes on my car about getting towed. It was constantly like harassing my entire life about everything. He accused us of like damaging shit that we didn't damage. Yeah. There's a whole lot. But we moved out again. Brianna and I lived together. Brianna and I lived together in that place as well, but we moved out. And it was going good at first, but because of all the stress and a whole lot of shit, I also lost my job probably months after the fact. So we went very close to being completely broke. And I would say homeless, but it's not like we don't have places to go. But I'm not there. I don't want to go back to a lot of the places that like I will die before getting rid of my happiness at that point, even if I'm not happy. I don't want to be digging myself into a deeper hole being around people that I don't want to be around. So we had like $5 to our name for weeks to like a month or so, until I finally got paychecks after working as a technician. And it was going really well. It's going really well for the time being of that. And then the stress of it kind of kicked in. I was barely ever home. And when I was sleeping. I was on travel a lot of the time. And I think Brianna's and I's relationship kind of took a turn for the worse for a long time. It got really aggressive for the most part. I don't know how else to say. She was horribly depressed. I was obviously horribly stressed out and depressed as well. Yeah, no, I mean, it was just a huge amount of shit all happening at once, and it went really, really bad. It's probably one of the hardest times in my life that I've ever had to deal with was that, because at the time I didn't really have connections with anyone. Like I didn't really talk to anybody at the time. I wanted to solve out our own shit. And I knew that if I had to, I would call them, but I just didn't. If I needed help. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's kind of really hazy on the details, but yeah, it was not fun. It was terrible. It's fucking awful. Uh, One of the dumbest rules that I have when moving into a place, but it's legitimate. Like I will not. Uh, it's like one of my number one things I'll do when I move into a place is to switch all the lights, all light bulbs to the brightest you basically can to daylight. Because of that place, it was so unbelievably moody, dark all the time that I mean, it kills your vibe. It's completely like you just feel like shit all the time. On top of that, which I'm dealing with now, still trying to get it figured out, was I've been dealing with sleep apnea. I believe I am pretty damn sure at this point because I've had probably times sleeping constantly where I would just stop breathing. Or would be sucking back a golf ball trying to breathe. And I think I've been dealing with that for probably since I was like 15, 16, because I've noticed that I've had times waking up, not breathing, and huffing for air. But I think at that time was also really bad because I also had, because of this, having sleep insomnia as well, which this is all, I guess, self-diagnosed as far as that goes, but it's basically the closest thing I can think of. I literally couldn't sleep. I'd sit there for hours on end and never sleep, even with medication, melatonin, anything. I would sit there until the next morning to go to work. And I think that's a huge factor of that was because of all the shit from stress and childhood trauma that I kind of dealt with. And I didn't really realize it because a lot of these kinds of things that I ended up dealing with was I thought was normal for a very long time. I didn't think that I thought it was normal, but I definitely did. It's one of those things where you're like, that's not me. But it was me, 100%. But yeah, probably the last 3 years I've been kind of solving that, finding closure with everything, not only with my family, with other people, and cutting a lot of people out. A lot of friends that weren't actually friends and don't actually give a shit. But they act like they do because it makes them feel good. So, maybe I'm a little off track. I don't know. This is kind of a recap of what's going on. But basically, on top of all that, of this happening, I had a little heart attack, thought everything didn't record. On top of everything, when I moved out, YouTube made a whole lot of decisions to change things, and a huge one that really affected the channel greatly, because at the time I had like maybe 1,400 subscribers. They made a decision to not have the subscriber button, but to add the notification bell. And at the time, I didn't think that was a big deal. But since I'm not making content and keeping everybody to like come back naturally, I guess, people weren't coming back. And I don't want to blame YouTube for that. I mean, it's just more of like shitty timing. I think the notification bell is fucking stupid, but that's just me. And it has nothing to do with the channel dying or anything like that. But when that happened was when I wasn't making content, wasn't able to make content. I was stressing out, doing a lot of things. And like, I'm very OCD about videos. Kind of always have been. And sometimes I kind of like ignore it and keep making a video just to make a video. But man, if the background isn't good, like what fucking drives me nuts is the stupid fucking brooms here and yoga thing. Just dumb shit like that. It's a mess back here. It's not what I want. I want it to be as good as it possibly can. I hate this camera angle. I think it's garbage. It's just stupid shit like that. So I just won't make videos. I won't make videos if I feel like shit. I won't make videos if like something really just killed my vibe because I didn't want to make it on this channel. Now I'm just doing it. I'm going to. If I feel like shit like right now, I mean I don't feel like shit right now. I don't feel like shit right now. But I'm gonna talk about a lot of shit that's a lot of people might think is horrible or is wrong or bad or whatever. It makes you feel bad, makes you sad, then don't watch the video, I guess. This is more of like for people who want to relate or people that want to watch this for the sole factor of it being what it is. And this is a long ass video. But yeah, at the time, notification bell kind of became a thing. And it kind of turned all notifications off for my channel. I literally only had maybe like 100 people that actually saw my videos. And that huge thing of people are getting unsubscribed or on notifications turned off for a long time, it turned off everything. Like the statistics on it literally shows that I only have 100 people that actually know about my channel. So the whole like 1,300 is just not there. No idea. Completely forgot about me. So I think the best move that I've been thinking about for a long time is to just make a new channel. I have no idea exactly what's going to be on that channel. I have no idea what the patterns are going to be as far as uploading, but I will be streaming on there Monday through Friday, 1 to 5. Obviously not today. 5+. I might be streaming later, but we also do have a workout schedule now, so I want to get those gains first, okay? That's very important. But yeah, I will be streaming there. I will try to make it as best quality as possible. I'm not going to be an entirely huge spastic. It's just not who I am anymore, really. Unless there's actually something crazy going on, but it takes a lot to really surprise me. So, yeah. I guess this is just kind of goodbye, which is kind of sad, but also kind of awesome, because holy fuck. I've put up like 300 and something videos on this channel. That's a lot of videos. I'm like the oldest YouTuber that's ever been on YouTube, like veteran-wise. I've had 3 channels now that I have made content on, killed, because no one gave a shit about it. Made content on, was garbage, moved on, and now Jester Fox, which sadly just didn't end up working out. And the reality is, I feel, is if I actually was sticking to it and these kind of changes happened at the time and I wasn't having so many issues, I think this would have been my job now. I wouldn't be here. Which is both like, fuck. God damn it. But it's also like, I don't know. The reality of a lot of people is that they get success and they have a lot of money and they do all these things, but they're still extremely depressed. That's why there's a lot of people that, you know, they don't understand. You have everything. You have all the world. You have money. You have this. You have no stresses. But like, they wanted these things, but when you have this much money or this much success or whatever, there's no more passion. There's no more drive to like go up. There's only going down. And I never want to do that. That terrifies the fuck out of me. Is one of my biggest fears. But if it wasn't for all these kinds of things, I wouldn't have the friends that I have now. And I mean, most of my friends aren't here in real life. They're all across, and it's all because of this channel. It's all because of making a Discord and talking with all of you. And yeah. This is the part where I feel like I should cry. But I've been choking up this whole video anyway. But yeah. It's a lot, man. It's like, it's been forever. And I've known you guys some of you since you were like 13. And I know a lot of you look at me as like this father figure thing, which I think is whack as fuck. But I get it. And I don't think I didn't realize it till now, because literally seeing all you guys kind of grow up and become who you are now as adults, some of you getting close to being an adult. I get it. I get it. It's like seeing, I mean, I don't have kids, but it's like seeing my kids grow up kind of thing, I guess. That's how it feels. Even if that's fucking weird. But yeah. I'm glad that all the shit that you guys have ended up going through and a lot of the stresses that you had to go through, that you guys are doing good. Yeah. If you guys ever needed anything, you gotta let me know. All right, I'm gonna leave it here. Goodbye, everybody. I'm gonna maybe moving on to the J Fox channel, and hopefully things will go better, and the Jester's Privilege channel, and hopefully we can make something out of it. If it doesn't, then so be it. That's fine by me. I think for the most part that I'm successful in doing what I did, and making a community and making that community become friends and getting to see you guys do what you want to do, and hopefully you guys are doing what you want to do and that you actually love. If not now, hopefully later. And yeah, I'm glad to be in your guys' life, and I'm more than thankful that you guys have been in mine. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it here. Goodbye, Jester Fox, and yeah. Thanks, everyone.
I got no issues, it's kinda nice. Like running water into a paradise. Got no drama, feels like we arrived. Picture perfect, it don't exist. But when I'm with you, don't have to question it. True devotion. All my life, I thought the love was just a lie. A way to feel an unrealistic high. We get our fix, but never satisfied. Give you all of my love and you give it right back. I could fly, I could fall, I know you got my back. Never thought I would find someone to love like that. Like that, like that. I like that. We laugh till we cry to keep our love intact. Take a ride, turn them back so we can save on gas. Never thought I would find someone to love like that. Like that, like that. I like weekends, never leaving our bed. Office till the night ends, baby we can sleep in. Late until the morning, kiss you on the cheek. And baby that's a reflex. Oh, my life, I thought the love was just a lie. A way to feel an unrealistic high. We get our fix, but never satisfied. Give you all of my love and you give it right back. I could fly, I could fall, I know you got my back. Never thought I would find someone to love like that. Like that, like that. I like that. We laugh till we cry to keep our love intact. Take a ride, turn them back so we can save on gas. Never thought I would find someone to love like that. Like that, like that. I like that. How'd you get like that high? How'd you get like that?
MVU bought it.
Jester J Fox said bitch get back to the kitchen. RAT said would you like a sandwich while I'm at it asshole. Assorted Arc 74 said yes. Jester J Fox said yes slut and get me a fucking juice box bitch.